Hey guys, and welcome to some more Star Citizen. Today I just wanted to talk a bit about the Sabre in 2.2 Live Edition. It handles a lot better than it used to. I'm going to do a couple of builds for it for PvP in a minute, and we're going to talk about them. Right, we're going to do some squadron battles to start with, and I'm going to be using 4 size 3 Panther laser repeaters. I've just removed the gimbals from the front of the Sabre and put some fixed weapons there. So Panthers allow you to spam high rates of DPS, lots and lots and lots of rounds. There are a couple of issues with them though. They're relatively low damage per hit and only quite a short range. So they've got a 2,850 meter range in Alpha 2.2. More lightly armoured ships will kind of get shredded by this kind of loadout, but Super Hornets and other heavily shielded and armoured ships can really take the beating with this. You need to constantly be hitting them as well, and ships can see where you're shooting for prolonged periods of time. I recommend Panthers, maybe in Vandal's Swarm, but in PvP, you kind of want more of a bit more of a powerful single shot punch. That said, in this battle, I learned that the Sabre really lives up to its ninja roll name. It has great speed for a fighter and more than adequate agility. There is no need, however, to get into a slogging match with another heavily armoured ship. You can control when you engage and when you disengage, and you should use that to your advantage. If you're going to be dogfighting constantly in a short range, that's bad for you. You don't want to be doing that with the Sabre. Also, you've got 6 size 2 missiles. You can carry and you should be using these to buy you some seconds of breathing room. Don't rely on missiles, but use them effectively, not to try and hit targets, but to just buy you some extra time to ferry people away from you or to push them into other targets. So for the next and spoilers preferred loadout, I've grabbed 4 Tarantula Mark 3s. They're only 1100 rec each, they're all size 3, and they pack a huge single shot wallop of damage each shot. So bam, 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 really ripping apart targets if they hit directly. They do suffer from overheating if you spam with them, but this isn't actually that bad a thing, and I'll talk about this a bit more in a minute. Another major plus actually is that they don't require any power, so you can put power to your other systems. As long as you remember to power your other systems. I constantly forget, but when I do a lot better. Another thing, the Tarantulas allow me to have a lot more range than the Panthers do. So the range for these Tarantulas is 5,350 meters, a significantly larger range. This has another effect on you as well, having this longer range. You start to swoop and joust with other ships a bit more at a longer range. Now, for the Sabre, having a longer range, having high damage weapons that overheat, it forces you to play more of the intended role of the ship. This ship is supposed to be a ninja. You want to select the correct times to engage and fire. You're a scalpel for damage. You're not a brutal instrument. You're not a hammer. You're trying to avoid extended close range battles unless you're fighting against a really lightly armored target. You're all about positioning, choosing when to strike. You have the weaponry to back up the hit and run approach as well. That said, clipping another ship or an asteroid will just kill you. The Sabre is so fragile once you get through its shield. Avoid missiles and collisions with anything like the plague. I did a lot of ramming tests, even just clipping fractionally other ships and asteroids. Pretty much all of them ended with me dying. There is a major issue though. Any damage, even to one of your thrusters, means that you no longer move like a ninja. You're basically done. You require a new ship most of the time. So I actually think that the Sabre is an amazing dogfighter in 2.2. It just fights in a different way than we're used to. The Super Hornet has so much effective health, but controlling the battle, choosing when to engage, making use of your speed, that's going to make you an efficient killer in the Sabre. In fact, I find it much easier and quicker to kill pretty much most of the other ships in a Sabre than I ever did when I was in a Super Hornet. The Sabre matches my playstyle a lot better. I want to avoid damage and kill targets of opportunity. It's going to be interesting to see where these ships go with the new item system slowly coming into effect as well. There are going to be lots more options, choices for coolers, shields, power plants, management of shift systems, combinations of items, and I think it will come down to playstyle and skill rather than either that the Super Hornet or the Sabre is just better as a ship. And to be honest, that's what I'm excited about most in Star Citizen. It's about finding your needs, choosing them for your given mission, and then using them effectively rather than just one ship is better. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm loving the new Sabre now. It doesn't feel overpowered. It doesn't feel as bad as it did in the PTU. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, tell me what you think about the Sabre yourselves and the Super Hornet. What do you think is better in 2.2? What do you think they need to work on? Do you think the Super Hornet is still king, or is the Sabre the new top dog, or is it kind of irrelevant? Anyway, guys, thanks very much, and I'll see you in the verse.